What is international protection? When you apply for international protection in Ireland, the International Protection Office, IPO, will examine your case and decide if you are eligible for refugee status or subsidiary protection or permission to remain. A refugee is someone who cannot return to their country because they have a well-founded fear of persecution. Persecution can be defined as a serious breach of human rights. The fear must be linked to race, religion, nationality, being a member of a particular social group. This could be, for example, your sexual orientation or your gender, or political opinion. Political opinion is wider than views on government policies. The key question is if the person holds, or is believed to hold, an opinion that is not tolerated by the government or the community. It can include things such as military service evasion. If the IPO finds that you are not eligible for refugee status, they will proceed to consider your case for subsidiary protection. A beneficiary of subsidiary protection is someone who cannot return to their country of origin because they face a real risk of serious harm. Serious harm includes the death penalty or execution, torture or inhumane or degrading treatment or punishment, a serious threat to life because of violence in an armed conflict or war. Considering whether a person is eligible for refugee status or subsidiary protection involves applying a forward-looking test. This means that while past experiences are relevant, the main concern of the IPO is what could happen to you if you were to return to your country in the future. When the IPO examines your case under refugee status and subsidiary protection, it will also consider the prospect of internal relocation. This is the possibility that you could live safely in another part of your country of origin. If there is another part of your country where you could live safely, you should be prepared to explain to the IPO why it would not be reasonable for you to move there. Permission to remain. Permission to remain will only be examined if you are found not to be eligible for refugee status or subsidiary protection. It is different from refugee status and subsidiary protection in that it does not relate to a need for international protection. Permission to remain is granted by the Minister for Justice on humanitarian or other grounds. There is no clear legal basis for the criteria on which it is assessed. Factors that the Minister may take into account when considering your case under permission to remain are your family connections in Ireland, the length of time you have lived here, your work, your education, your conduct and behaviour in Ireland, including any criminal convictions, humanitarian considerations, and non-refoulement. This means that the Minister cannot return you to a country where there is a serious risk of persecution or serious harm.